Good morning, everyone. My name is Debs and I worship at the New Charter. I have been asked to speak today on the spiritual discipline of hospitality. I want us to think first together about what we mean by hospitality. For me, hospitality brings images of three-course meals, hours of slaving in the kitchen to prepare the perfect Sunday roast, and making sure the house is pristine after hoovering, dusting and cleaning all the rooms in the house just in case. Now, all of this is and can be amazing hospitality, but I want us to think about what Ian was saying on Sunday about hospitality, that it is much more about your heart and than how you set the table or whether you make the perfect meal. Over the last few years, particularly since having children, I have reflected quite a lot on what good hospitality is and how I have seen it at work in those around me. One of the most beautiful acts of hospitality I've experienced is after the girls were born, we received homemade meals from different individuals in the church for the first week we had the baby home. This was always an amazing meal which we thoroughly enjoyed, but actually what made it even more hospitable was that the person who delivered the meal didn't come into the house and sit for a cup of tea and talk for a couple of hours. They didn't expect anything in return for their act of generosity. They just wanted to bless us with the meal, usually a present for the baby too, and then leave us to get on with those tricky first days with a newborn. What a blessing that was to us. Another example of hospitality I've received was a close friend who looked after my kids for me so that I could have a break. Not to work or get jobs done or go to a meeting, but just to have time for me. This was a gift to me because it gave me what I was desperately needing at that time. Not a fancy meal that I needed to go to with my kids and get them to eat their veggies, or even a chat about how my quiet times were or if I was invested in my relationship with God. She recognised that the greatest gift she could give me was a couple of hours on my own, and she made it happen. And then one of my favourite ways of receiving hospitality is when a group of friends meets together for a simple lunch. Even just soup in a mug with some bread, as we don't have the space at a table for us all to sit round and the children running a riot. These beautiful times are so rich and full of deep fellowship, and it makes it even more meaningful and personal because it's in someone's house rather than at the church or at the charter. There's something beautiful about being invited into someone's home, especially when they don't have the biggest house or a dining room to fit everyone in, and being welcomed into their real life, warts and all. In Matthew 10, Jesus tells us that anyone who welcomes others welcomes Jesus. This is the value he places on hospitality. As we give simple but heartfelt hospitality to those around us, it is an act of worship and devotion to God. We are welcoming Jesus to our table. In the incarnation, we see Jesus coming to be among us, to be one of us. He ate in people's homes, he walked with his friends, he did life alongside other people. This is the best picture of hospitality for me, doing life with those around you. And how can we do this in lockdown? We could drop off food at someone's door, we could phone someone, we could send a card, we could write a chalk message on the pavement for a postman, we could smile and say hi to someone walking on their own, we could chat to a neighbour when we're out clapping on a Thursday evening. We could use our imagination, ask God for inspiration, and creatively love those God puts on our hearts. Let me finish by reading from 1 Peter 4 in the Message. Love each other as if your life depends on it. Love makes up for practically anything. Be quick to give a meal to the hungry, a bed to the homeless, cheerfully. Be generous with the different things God gave you, passing them around so that all gets in on it. If words, let them be God's words. If help, let it be God's hearty help. That way, God's bright presence will be evident in everything through Jesus, and he'll get all the credit as the one mighty in everything. Thank you and have a good day.